Coming to you from sunny California and the Great White North. Get ready. We are breaking down the obstacles on the Armchair Ninja Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Armchair Ninja Podcast. It is Saturday, July 7th, 2018. My name is Rich, and joining me once again is Bijan. How are you making out?
I'm good. All the Americans out there, happy Independence Day week. And yeah, to all the Canadians, what's up?
Yeah, happy Canada Day, too. It was July 1st, but, it's still this week.
I mean, who cares about that?
Hey.
Independence Day, go Merca.
Hey. I'm starting that now.
Merca. Where's my eagle?
This week, we had an off week for ANW. Everybody took the week off. Nobody's doing anything this week, so no Ninja this week, but we have lots to talk about, strangely enough.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, so we're going to run through some quick topics here. We're going to try to be a shorter episode, but we're going to talk about ANW Fantasy. For those that aren't aware, there is a fantasy league for Ninja, and we'll talk about what our teams and how everything's playing out with that. We'll be doing
Champ is here.
Some announcements around the Stage 5 Ninja Awards, and bringing you up to speed on where we are with that this year, and our Name That Ninja quiz. I want to talk about that a little bit. So, first up, the champ is here. If you guys haven't heard, the champ is here with me tonight.
You're damn right.
So, taking a look at our teams and our placement, you're looking pretty good right now, I got to say. I mean, you're in 17th place, kind of, sort of, but not really.
Hey. Not really. I mean, Joe Morosky has not run yet. Rest assured, everyone, champ is here. Next week, when Joe Morosky runs, I'm going to be in first, as always.
Yeah, I was taking a look. I was trying to see if there's anyone above you that had a better score. There really isn't. You're basically tied for first because the ones above you had people that ran earlier, that's all.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I'm a little further down. I was hurt by my pick of... Well, let's go through our picks here first.
Yeah, that's the whole point. We're going to be, for everybody, we're going to go through our picks of basically our fantasy league, but more so than that, it's really just a preview of the overall season. It's basically our top picks, the people that we really want you to keep an eye out for in terms of really doing damage, not really in the... throughout the entire season, but really what we're talking about is the Vegas finals. We expect all of our people to go to the Vegas finals and people that really have strong shots to win the entire thing.
I actually, yes, I did pick in that way, but I kind of wanted to pick a theme for my team this year rather than go with the standards that everybody kind of picks the same basic people, right? I want to stretch it a little bit, not too far, but a little. So I made what I call Team Redemption. First pick is actually on a lot of people's lists. That's Daniel Gill. Now, Daniel doesn't really need redemption, but he didn't make Stage 3 last year, so I feel like he's still kind of fit with the mold. He's the biggest stretch, really, for the whole group. But He was one that I wanted to get on there because I feel like he should be one of those guys right at the top.
Yeah, Daniel Gill's on my list as well, and for many of the same reasons you said, he's somebody to keep an eye out for. If you actually look back at him in ANW proper, he actually goes very, very far. He pretty much has the blend of everything that you want in an American Ninja Warrior athlete. He has a lot of stamina, a lot of strength. He's very comfortable in his upper body strength, but he's also very versatile in his lower body agility. He's got like strengths all around. So if you're looking for somebody that has a jack of all trades, he's kind of that kind of person. So keep an eye out for him. I think he's going to do very, very well in stages 1 and 2 in Vegas. And as we've seen last year and the year before that, stage 3 is going to be the big question mark it's really going to be make or break for him. And really everybody on all of our lists. Stage 3 really is the one that's the hardest for a lot of people. We've never seen anybody necessarily fail at stage 4, but at the same time, we really haven't seen that many people go to stage 4. So, I'm very curious to see what he can do.
All right. So who's at the top of your list?
What, number 1?
Well, I gave one that was on both of our lists, I guess. So who do you got?
Okay. Well, at the top of my list is probably somebody that, if it's not on both of our lists, it's definitely on most people's lists. And that is the tried and true Drew Drechsel. Drew Drechsel is a guy that for many years now, pretty much everybody has him pegged to be the next grand champion, the next American Ninja Warrior. This guy, I mean, what can you say? He has it all, right? He's been training for years. He's almost the American representative to any international Ninja Warrior competition. And Drew Drechsel really has it all. Basically, at this point, the only person that can beat Drew Drechsel is himself. I don't really necessarily think that any of the obstacles put in front of him he's incapable of doing. It's just, will he show up to the day? And really, that's not the right phrasing, to be honest with you. But just things happen, you know? Like last year, I really had him pegged to win the entire thing. But a freak incident happens where he was too good. He overshot it, flew way too far with the wing nuts or whatever they're called, and he hurt his arm doing that. And really, you know, that could happen this year, but I see himself being a little bit more I'd say reserved or calm when it comes to newer obstacles. And I think you're going to see a very seasoned prime Drew Drechsel, very hungry to win the entire thing. He's still young. It's shocking. You all, like, we've seen him so long, you think he's like deep in his 30s. Dude's still in his 20s. He's young.
Yeah. Drew is on pretty much everyone's list except mine.
You're crazy, bro. Shame on you. What is this? What is this list of yours? Let's hear it.
This list. So, like I said, I went out of my comfort zone and out of everyone's. And really, at the end of the day, I kind of thought I'm never gonna figure out which combination is the right one. So I bet on
champ is here.
That's right. I'm not the champ. So I thought, why don't I do what nobody else is gonna do, and I'm gonna leave out the two most obvious choices. And maybe one of them will fall early, and that'll float me to the top. That was my theory.
Hey,
and I'm
you gotta
really
make those big gambles, you know.
Yeah, I totally gambled, and I really second guessed it the second I did it, and never really went back and changed my pick. No. So yeah, Joe Moravsky and Drew Drechsel are not on my list. My full list, because I don't think we're gonna go through these one by one. My full list is Daniel Gill, Jake Murray,
good,
Adam Rayl, who is on your list as well.
Good.
Ethan Swanson.
Oh, interesting.
And Jessie Graff.
Those are very interesting picks. Let's go through this. So, Ethan Swanson, very good pick. Very he's kind of in that pool of a lot of Ninja Warriors where if like Joe Morosky and Drew Drechsel are the A+, right? These guys would be like the A's. Right, they're up there, but there's like a good 20 of them, so they all kind of like blend in together. What particularly stood out about Ethan Swanson for you? He's very, very high, but I can name like 10 other athletes that are at the same level. So let's hear what makes him stand out.
Well, Ethan was one of the ones that I expected to go really far last year, and then he fell early, and I thought he would be hungry enough this year. I thought having that early fall, same with Jake Murray. I thought this is going to be the year they're going to really push forward. And Ethan, unfortunately, wasn't able to complete the qualifier, so he's actually cost me 4 points at this point. So,
oh boy,
yeah, that's where I'm knocked down the list so far, is just with Ethan's 4 points, because Jessie got 8 for completion, and so did Adam and Daniel get 8.5 because he was fastest time. So yeah. So the team's solid. Ethan, I need to pull through in the finals, and I need him to do well in Vegas. So we'll see how all that goes.
Honestly, what really matters is the Vegas finals. Like whatever happens before that, that happens. But where the points really count, what really matters to everybody at home, like point structure, whatever. Really, the thing that will make you win to everybody listening at home is if the people from your team go deep in the Vegas finals. Right? So if Ethan gets to stage 3 and he kills it and surprises everybody, hey, there you go. I mean, when you look back at Isaac Caldiero, you know, when he won the entire show, he struggled during the city qualifiers. He is not a person that hit every single buzzer that season. So there you go, man. Don't count him out. I didn't see enough of his run to really tell the hunger, but I can tell you this. Jake Murray and everything we've seen this entire year, Jake Murray has a fire lit under him. Man, that guy wants it. I think what happened last year where he fell like early and he was like knocked out, I think in the qualifiers, not even the finals, city finals, but the qualifiers. And that was just heartbreaking for him. You know, you got that push and pull. It could be a Jake Murray, and I really expect a lot from Jake Murray. I see a lot in him. So you have a very good team, and I really like the fact that you have Jessie Graff, because really, Jessie has all the tools in the world to go so far. Really, I feel like there's like 5 women in the sport that I can really see in stage 3. And Jessie Graff's one of them. You know, no shock to anybody, right? But
Right.
yeah, just the physical tools and everything, she's there. The only thing that worries me is the storyline that she has where she is filming and, you know, her training hasn't been fully there. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe Alyssa Beard and some of the other female ninjas that have garnered prominence has taken a lot of that load off of Jessie Graff's shoulders. So maybe that's a good thing. And maybe we're going to get a huge surprise. Not to mention, she's coming in with a lot of confidence. If you guys haven't seen her in Sasuke, the Japanese version of American Ninja Warrior, she made it to stage 3. Was it 3? Yeah. She made it to stage 3 in Sasuke. So that's big. That is really big. She's one of the very few, if not, she might be the first female to ever make it to stage 3. I'd have to look back, but if she isn't the first, she's one of a very, very select few. So props to her. And if you haven't seen Sasuke, that course is not a joke. It is just as hard, if not harder, than the American Ninja Warrior equivalent. Yeah. Any last thoughts on your team? I feel like I'm talking more about it than you are. Go ahead, man.
I mean, I feel pretty good about my team, but like you said, Jessie being a little distracted right now, being a little more cautious, and she has to get approval before she can do the obstacles. There seems to be a lot of preliminary excuses, I'm going to call them. I'm a little worried about her continuing on here. We'll see how it goes in the end. But other than that, I feel pretty good about the team. Jake hasn't actually run this season yet. He runs in Minneapolis. We'll see him in next episode.
I fully expect him to destroy it.
Yeah, me too. After seeing, like you said, some of the regional things we've seen from him, he's looked really strong. And I just feel like he's really going to want to do well this year, and I feel like he can. So really interested. And especially, we always thought of him as like a parkour guy because they really stress the speed that he goes at. Mm-hmm. But he's a rock climber. Like, he's got all of the tools. If he can move that fast as a rock climber, there's not much stopping him.
Yeah. And he's a smaller guy, too, like a smaller build, which can really work out for him. So, overall, he's got a lot of the tools ready for him. I can see him doing very well in Stage 3. I think Stage 2, if I remember correctly, is usually his kryptonite. So, let's just see if he can get through it.
So taking a look at your team here, you've got like just an amazing team. You've got the superstar lineup here. So let's run through yours.
Let's do it. So we got Daniel Gill, as I said, and Drew Drechsel. But the other members of the team are Adam Rayl, the 2-time reigning Wolfpack Ninja Tour champion, and just destroying it in the regional circuits like all around. Joe Moravsky, you know, the guy that went the furthest last year and has been a hallmark of just incredible poise, calmness, and always dissecting the course like nobody else can. We call him the surgeon for a reason. He's just always so precise with everything that he does in a technical aspect. And also Josh Levin, who in my opinion is the person you really want to keep an eye out for. Josh Levin is one of my top picks to really complete the entire show. Josh Levin, if he makes it to Stage 3, I fully expect, with no doubt, that he will complete Stage 3 and Stage 4. The tools that he has when it comes to rock climbing and upper body is really unparalleled, in my opinion. So the question for him is getting through Stage 1 and 2. Kind of like Isaac Caldiero. He's got a lot of the same storyline of Isaac Caldiero before he won the entire show. And I really see a lot in Josh Levin. He's young, he's hungry, he's only improving more and more every year. I mean, this is his show to lose.
All right. I can't nitpick that team at all. I love your team, actually. I really give a good shot. So we'll see how it plays out as the season progresses, and we'll see how Joe does, because Joe had to move from Philly. As a reminder, Joe had to move from Philly to Minneapolis this year because of the weather that was affecting, kind of ironically for the weatherman.
I'm very curious to see most of the people in next week's episode, just because it is a storyline that I don't necessarily think they're going to touch on, but it does play a major part. As athletes, you set your body up in terms of diet, workout, rest everything for a certain time. And if you have to change that up, and not only change that up, but relocate and fly, that can mess up everything. I think Joe Morosky and people like him are so talented that it won't affect them at all. But I'm very curious to see the rest of the, the competitors and how that affects them.
I have to say, I love watching Joe run the course. I think he's amazing, and I would hate to see him not run. But at the same time, for my ANW Fantasy pick, I was thinking, oh, wow, that would really knock a lot of people off if Joe decided, I can't do it. I got other commitments and not run this year.
Man, that would be brutal. I think, man, no matter what's happening with Joe, in terms of him, fighting really for the rights of a lot of these ninjas. And maybe, honestly, I think Joe has a lot to do with the fact that the Mega Wall has a cash prize. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
I think Joe Morosky is incredibly passionate when it comes to this sport, and I just can't see him not competing in ANW proper. I think he really, really wants that title, even more so than the cash prize. I think he really genuinely cares about the title of American Ninja Warrior, and I just can't see him passing that up.
Yeah, that's probably true. I think it would take a lot to make him not show up, and we'll see how he did, because he did go. So moving on to the Stage 5 Ninja Awards. For those that aren't aware, last year we put together an ANW Superfan Award show, joined by Taryn and Lita from the Reality TV Wrap-Ups podcast, and by Travis from ANW Fantasy. Lita wasn't actually able to join us. We're hopeful she's going to be joining us this year. We have been in contact with them, and everyone's on board to come back and do it again.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We have more people entering the pool, more people participating, a lot more, categories. There's a lot going into this. Last year, it was put together kind of at the last minute. This year, a lot of people are excited to see what's going to happen. And it's an evolving thing where it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And join this ride. And really, honestly, I'm just bringing this out here. I don't know if Rich, agrees with me, but I really want to hear your guys' thoughts in terms of categories and suggestions when it comes to this awards.
So as far as categories go, we are going to be having breakout performance for both male and female, best new obstacle, the ninja killer of the year, best comeback story, shocking fall of the year.
It's going to be me. What?
The stealthiest ninja award. That's for the ninja that went unseen through the season. Female ninja of the year, male ninja of the year.
Me.
And 2 new categories. The People's Choice for female and male. And that's
Me
where
again.
we want to...
What?
What's that?
Nothing.
What do you say?
I'm not saying anything.
We want to open it up for more voting. So as it stands, the voting process from last year will continue. We're going to reach out to other content creators. So last year we were joined by Will from 222 Productions. We had... ANW Akbarism, Universal Tuber, the YouTube channel, Backyard Ninja Kids. We reached out to all those other groups to help us vote in for the selections. So I'd like to give a chance for you guys to vote directly. I haven't figured out the process we'll use for doing that whole voting, but we will announce it as the season closes, because we still got a long way to go. We are only about a third of the way through.
Yeah, a lot more stories to tell, a lot more runs to see, and I'm expecting some big surprises, but more than... For me, I don't know about you, Rich, but I have to know what's your favorite category. For me, it's best new obstacle. I love seeing the new obstacles, the crazy contraptions they have.
For me, going back and putting these together, I've been trying to keep track as we go, because it's a long season, right? And right now, I'm most excited to see how the breakout performances play out, because last year we had Barclay Stockett, right? Who just took us by storm, really stood out. This year, and we have some early front runners. I mean, Matisse Awadi, Casey Rothschild. We've got some really standout athletes that just make you excited to see the future of the sport, right? They just grab your attention right away. And all of these categories, we talk about, Ninja Killer of the Year, we're not getting into the technical details. It doesn't matter necessarily who went the furthest or which one technically took out more. It's all about your gut instinct. As a fan of the show, what grabbed your attention? What do you remember?
Yeah, and when it comes to like best performance, like male performer and female performer of the year, when it comes to me, I take into account Ninja versus Ninja also. So for me, it's not necessarily, oh, Drew or Joe went the furthest this year by a little bit more, so they automatically win. Not necessarily, guys. I want to see all around how well they've done this entire year, encompassing as a ninja. So all of that plays a part. And also, their storyline, this is a show, like there's a lot more that goes into it. So once again, it's not the technical parts. It's really the overall package. So just off the top of my head, man, like what are there any like for the categories like best new obstacle or breakout performance, like what thing stands out to you the most that really seems like a front runner?
Really, at this point in the season, it's really, you can't pick a male or female ninja of the year, so those types of things we will really be decided in Vegas.
Yeah.
So at this point, I would say an early lead would be Chris Wilczewski's comeback story. Like, that's going to be a little hard to top.
Man, you got me. That's a really good one. Yeah. Like that, his storyline and everything involved, the fact that he coming back so strong. Not just that, he hit the mega wall. Man, yeah. Damn, that's a good one, bro. Like, that's going to be really hard to top, right?
Yeah, it's either that or the shocking fall category really leans heavily on the early season. So, I mean, JJ Woods, that's going to be another tough one to beat, I think.
That's going to be tough. I feel like Joe falls next week. That's really going to take it. It's like, well, that wins. but
oh,
yeah.
You know what? Stealthiest Ninja Award, a little shout out here. Lauren Ball for not even getting any recognition whatsoever for falling early on in the qualifier in Indianapolis, apparently.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy because Lauren Ball's been on every single season. He's a hallmark of the show. Wow. Yeah.
We completely missed it because it didn't get shown at all. There was no acknowledgement of the fact that he fell.
Yeah, that's weird too because like there are certain competitors where they hype up so strongly on Ninja versus Ninja, and then on ANW it comes on and it's like they're an afterthought completely. And Lauren Ball's, I guess, one of them this year.
Yeah, or maybe the Brazzi Bros, since they didn't even get invited this year, which I didn't realize until we were into the season. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That sucks.
Yep.
They listen.
No,
Dudes,
I'm joking.
That sucks.
I'm joking. All things around. That really is unfortunate. They're actually pretty dang strong competitors. I'm very curious to hear the reasoning for that because they have a very big following online as well. Like they have everything that ANW is looking for. They're young, charismatic. So, that's actually pretty surprising.
Other than that, maybe the Mega Wall for best new obstacle.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe it's just me. I've heard a lot of people grumble about it, so it's probably not going to happen.
I get it. It's the warped wall, but bigger. I mean, I don't know. I expect more from Best New
Right,
Obstacle.
it's not
but it is more
imaginative
about
enough.
the storyline also, and you have to take into account the fact that whenever anybody does go up to the mega wall, it is a big deal, right? So
Yeah.
you do take that into account.
All right. Moving on, I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the Name That Ninja quiz, which some of you may or may not know about. Started last year. Every week, I put up a poll on Twitter to see who should be added to the quiz. And it's basically...
WhoDatNinja.
WhoDatNinja is an outline, a silhouette, I guess, of a ninja, and you have to identify them. So we have it on our website. You can go and take the quiz. It's a lot harder than you would think. We've got 50 ninjas on there now. I've got a few stockpiled to keep adding in.
Oh, you aren't playing this year.
Oh, yeah. That was by the end of last season. It got up to 50. I've got 4 new ones so far this season and a few more left to make. So, because what keeps happening is the voting ends up at a tie. So when it's a tie, I decided I'll just make both people.
Yeah, hey, it helps, man. For everybody at home, it's kind of like, one of those BuzzFeed like quizzes or so. But really, if you think you're a diehard fan, I challenge you all to take this quiz. Do it like 3 times and try to get 100% all 3 times. That's where you know your stuff, because they're all going to be iconic runs. They're not going to be like, some schmuck falling on the first obstacle. Like, you're going to know these peeps. Maybe somebody even talking, just saying, but hey, Hey, I made it past the first obstacle, just saying. But yeah, definitely you'll know these peeps, and I challenge you. See what you got.
Yeah, there's some new blood entering the quiz here now because the Twitter polls this year are going a little strange. I have to say, Casey Rothschild nearly beat out Najee Richardson last week because Najee somehow still isn't on the list.
I'll tell you right now, I would have voted for Casey.
Really?
Yeah. Najee, well, to be fair, I just expect Najee to already be on the list. But
right.
Casey's a run where, you know, when it comes to iconic run, Casey's way more iconic than Najee's right now, in my opinion. Just she made history and everything else involved.
That's funny because that's, I think what happened is a lot of people looked at it in that run, 100%. She had an amazing run. It's just who should be on that quiz between the two of them. It seemed like a no-brainer to me that Najee was going to finally get on there.
Yeah, but who here knows that Najee's not on the list, man? Like, if I'm voting on it, I just expect him to be on it.
Maybe I should have made that clear. If they're up in the poll, they're not on the list. They are not in there yet. I always double-check who's there, so... Always keep that in mind. If you see, and maybe that's what's happened with like J.J. Woods, he lost out to Morgan Moose Wright and Charity LeBlanc, the Mermaid Ninja, earlier this season.
Oh, that isn't right. That is a crime in itself. Oh boy. But hey, you know what though? He's gonna have another opportunity in the finals, city finals, and I think that's where he's really
not.
Gonna...
He fell. Remember.
No, not JJ. I'm talking about Sorry. I should have made that clear. I think Najee Richardson's gonna have another opportunity to get on that list.
Najee tied her, so I have to make both of them now. So
even perfect. See, works out for everybody.
It does work out in the end. So don't try to make them ties, please, because it's a lot of extra effort. But yeah, if you want your favorite ninja to be on the quiz,
make Rich
everything's gonna be linked in the show notes. Come by ninjapodcast.com. We have there's one that does a random selection, and there's one that does the full list. And the full list takes a little bit of time to get through. So that is it for this week. Please make sure to stop by, subscribe, and rate us on Apple Podcasts. If you do give us a 5-star review, Bijan will give you a very special shout-out on the next episode. Ninja Warriors in full swing. Even though we are in a paused week, we really need your help in spreading the word that we're here. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you are, either share out our posts or make one of your own. You can reach me as rich@ninjapodcast.com. I am at Ninja Podcast on both Instagram and Twitter. And Bijan, how can they reach you?
Yeah, hit me up at Twitter and Instagram at Bijan151. That is BIJAN 151.
All right, thank you all for listening, and I'll see you in Minneapolis.
Peace and love, and the champ is here! Oh, yeah.